Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to Clarity with Katie. Today we're going to be talking about anxiety. If you're a human, chances are that you have felt anxiety in your life. Did you know that anxiety is just a feeling in your body, and a feeling is only a vibration in your body? It can't hurt you. A lot of times we think that when we feel anxiety that there's something wrong with us. Guess what? There's not. It's just part of the human experience here on this earth to feel anxiety every now and then, sometimes more than others. So I know what you're thinking. If anxiety isn't a problem, then how come it causes so many problems in my life? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. Anxiety is actually a secondary emotion that we feel after we have been spending too much time in fear, worry, stress. When we don't deal with those problems, anxiety just says, hey, I'm gonna come on in and join this party. Excuse me, you were not invited. So the goal is to get to the root of the problem, the stress, the worry, the fear, but it's kind of hard to do that when anxiety's there. So first things first, we gotta kick anxiety out of the party so then we can deal with the real issue. First, let's talk about some common mistakes we make when we feel anxiety. Mistakes that we actually think are going to help the anxiety, but really make it so much worse, kind of like putting gasoline on a fire. Common mistake number one, resisting the anxiety. I want you to think of anxiety as someone at your door. Trying to get in, you're pushing against it to not let it come in. Anxiety's pushing, like, excuse me, let me get in here. So you push, anxiety pushes, you push, anxiety pushes, and sooner or later you get so exhausted and the anxiety actually just gets stronger and stronger. And then you know what's gonna happen. Anxiety's gonna win. It's gonna bust through the door and you're gonna fall down. That kind of shows up as something like an anxiety attack, panic attack. Take your pick. Common mistake number two, reacting to it. Basically acting out what we're feeling inside. Think running around, yelling at people, staying up late, working really hard all night long. Reacting to anxiety in a negative way might look a little bit like what goes on in this house on Monday morning, getting the kids ready for school. Sometimes. Just saying. The third common mistake a lot of us make when we feel anxiety is avoid it. Because if we ignore it and act like it's not there, it'll go away, right? No. Instead of facing what we're feeling, we do things like eat donuts, eat cupcakes, drink alcohol, waste time on the internet, spend too much time on social media, work all the time, look at pornography. The list goes on and on and on. This is not going to solve my problems. By avoiding it, it just becomes this vague sense of danger all the time. Sometimes when we avoid it, it feels like it's working in the moment, being distracted by the different things that we're doing. But by the time that distraction's gone, the anxiety is there and way worse than ever before. Then, when we feel that anxiety again, what do? We do what we did the first time to avoid it. And then we start adding other things in. And then we're just filling our life with all sorts of distractions. And the anxiety isn't going anywhere. It's still at the door, just waiting for you to notice it again. I know what y'all are thinking. You're thinking, okay, you told us everything we've done wrong. Can you please tell us how to fix this? I know that it's gonna sound crazy, but the number one thing you should do when you feel anxiety is to accept the feeling. Let it be there. I know that sounds so counterintuitive, but as you allow it and you don't resist it, don't avoid it, don't react to it, it will actually go away on its own. If you find that you're in a hurry to get rid of the anxiety, you're probably not allowing it. Okay, allow it, accept it, but how? Tip number one, breathe. I know it sounds pretty obvious, but a common mistake people make when they have panic or anxiety attacks is that they mostly inhale and kind of forget to exhale. So when they think that they can't breathe, it's really because they're not fully exhaling. One thing I suggest doing is placing a hand on your belly and inhaling nice and slow until your belly is filled with air, and then taking just as much time exhaling and letting that air out. The second tip is to call it what it is and to notice what choice you are choosing. So you're gonna say, okay, I'm feeling anxiety. This is anxiety. This is what I'm feeling. Give it a name. And then ask yourself, am I reacting to it? Am I resisting it? Or am I avoiding it? By actually saying those words and thinking those thoughts, you're immediately going to start feeling more in control than if you hadn't done that. To take it a step further, actively and specifically describe what the anxiety feels like. Act as if you were talking to somebody who's never felt anxiety before in their life, and you're trying to tell them what it feels like. Anxiety feels like this. I feel it in my neck. I feel it in my back. I feel it in my shoulders. This is what it looks like. It's kind of the color brown, or it's kind of the color red. Whatever you make it mean in your mind, describe it. Again, this will help you feel more in control of what you're feeling. Remind yourself, anxiety is just a feeling. It's a vibration in my body and it cannot hurt me. Tip number 3 is to remember that anxiety is a feeling and that a feeling is caused by a thought. So it's not your circumstance that's making you feel anxiety, it's your thought about your circumstance that is making you feel anxious. For example, when my husband's out of town and I hear a noise outside, it's not the noise outside that scares me, it's my thought about the noise outside that scares me. It immediately goes to, what was that? Someone's out there. They've been watching the house. They knew David was gone. They're coming for me. They're coming for the kid. Don't act like I'm the only one. Anyway, my point is, it's not the noise outside. It's not any of the circumstances in our life. It's not our kids' grades. It's not having to go to that party. It's not having to give a talk in church. It's not pleasing our boss. It's not gaining a few pounds. None of those circumstances are what give us anxiety. It's our thoughts about it that cause it. So instead of dramatizing my thoughts when I hear a noise outside, I just try to be curious about it, going, oh, there I go again, thinking that thought again. My brain is really good at thinking scary things. I try not to judge my thought. I try not to dramatize it. I just try to neutralize it and observe what my brain is thinking and why it goes there. When you want to change how you feel, you have to change your thought. But sometimes it's hard to change your thought. It's a thought that you have thought for so long. And you can't just change your thought to any thought. It has to be one that you believe. So if you find it hard to change a thought to something you can believe, just neutralize the thought that you've always been thinking. Just by neutralizing your thought and observing it gets you so much closer to being able to change your thought. How do you neutralize a thought? Let's say your kids are not getting the grades that you were hoping that they would get this year in school. And because of that circumstance, you're now thinking thoughts like, they're gonna fail in life. The teachers are gonna think I'm a horrible mom. The kids are gonna think my kid is stupid. That, my friends, is called dramatizing your thoughts. Giving into those thoughts will make you feel more anxiety. The way you neutralize your thought is not giving into the drama of it, and instead just observing it, looking at it, noticing how often you think that thought, not judging it one way or another, not getting angry at it, not getting frustrated that you keep thinking that, and again, not giving in to the drama of it, because it'll make the anxiety spike even more. I promise you, dramatizing your thoughts does not serve you. So next time you feel anxiety, don't avoid it, don't resist it, don't react to it. Open the door when it's knocking, let it come in. Hello, anxiety, welcome. How are you? I know that you're feeling scared and worried. You can hang out here with me for a while and you can leave when you're ready. I know that this sounds kind of kooky, but try it next time and you'll see that it serves you much better than making any of those other common mistakes. I also know that anxiety can be a hormonal or chemical imbalance in the body. So I would suggest, if you're experiencing any of that, to try to change your diet, and then if that's not working, seek medical help. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.